Hello everyone, and hello to all the people of YouTube, my subscribers. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Today I'll be giving you my honest owner's review for my Suzuki Espresso. I've been driving this car for more than 6 months already, so I think it's about time for an honest owner's review. I promised you that. It's actually a love-hate relationship with my Suzuki Espresso. I divided it into two parts: the things I love about my Suzuki Espresso, and of course the things that I hate about it. So let's start with the things I love about my car. Well, the first thing that I really love about it is its fuel efficiency. With 200 or 300 pesos on normal city driving, it goes a long way. And with gas prices soaring high, kanina nagkarga ako 67 pesos per liter, you'd be thankful that you got yourself a Suzuki Espresso. This has got to be the most fuel efficient car that I've ever had. So that's number one, fuel efficiency. Next is the build. I really love how it's built. It's unique. I mean, it's not flashy. It can be a bit flashy too because of its quirky design, yes, but it's definitely a head turner on the road. And since it's unique, it can be your project car, just like those of old school cars. I mean, you don't need an old school anymore. This can be your project car. You can make it your off-road mini SUV by changing your tires into knobby tires and having a roof rack, or you can lower it down so it becomes a lowered mini SUV. Both concept works well with the Suzuki Espresso. You can't do an off-road concept with a sedan. I'm not denigrating, but I am just saying I've never seen an off-road sedan. Only saying that what you can do with it is the lowered concept or design. And since it's a mini SUV, it has a high seating position, which means that you can have a great view of the road without having a big car. There is actually nothing wrong with a full-sized SUV, but they're definitely too big for some people or some drivers like me. I mean, you live in a city, so why do you need a 4x4 off-road monster for a school or grocery run, right? And since it's just a small car, it's easy to maneuver, especially on U-turns, just like this one. And on small streets, no problems on small or tight streets. You know, it's challenging to navigate through a narrow street, but you can do that with ease when you're driving a Suzuki Espresso. Small cars like this Suzuki Espresso, they have small turning circles which will allow you to input less effort in maneuvering the vehicle in the event that you need to turn around in a tight space like this one. Also, you don't need to fold your mirrors when allowing another vehicle to pass through. Kayang-kaya mong salubungin yung malalaking auto na makakasalubong mo on a tight road when you're driving a Suzuki Espresso. Look at this. Now let's talk about ground clearance. It's also one thing that I love about this car. Suzuki Espresso tops the hatchback list for its good 180mm ground clearance. During the rainy season, you'd be thankful that you have a higher ground clearance compared to a sedan. I'm not saying it would always be okay to drive in flooded areas. I mean, that should be avoided at all times, at all costs. But in case that is the situation and it's only a small flood, don't worry. You can get by and you will survive with your Suzuki Espresso. This car's ground clearance is also perfect, especially when driving through humps on subdivisions or bumpy roads. It won't drag or scrape at the bottom. Hindi ka talaga sasayad. And that's one thing I really love about my Suzuki Espresso. And parking is also not a problem. Suzuki Espresso can fit on small parking areas, so it's not difficult to find a spot. I also love that it is a 5-door car. I mean, you can fit a washing machine inside. I've done that. I bought a 7-kilo capacity washing machine and I was able to drive it home. Just fold the back seats and you're good to go. If I was driving a sedan, I'll be charged with an additional delivery fee because there is no way I can fit the washing machine in a sedan. So ipapa-deliver ko siya. Just saying. You can also use the back or rear door as a car shade, especially at this point in time where outdoor dining is the in thing, or just simply have a meaningful coffee date at the back of your espresso. See, I gave you an idea. Thank you very much. Another thing that I love about my Suzuki Espresso is the location of the power window switch. It is at the center of the panel of the car. You don't need to bend forward or bend over just to open the windows at the driver's side if you are the passenger. You can open it with ease. Manual car window control at the back. Some don't like it. I love it. That means less maintenance for me because power windows can be a real pain in the ass when they start malfunctioning, right? Issues can be intermittent or permanent. Intermittent problems can cause windows to stop working temporarily, only to work again and have more problems for you later. A permanent problem is when the windows fail to work again. So, problema yon, mas ma-maintenance pagka power windows. So, okay lang sa akin that I have a manual car window control at the back. I actually love it. Now, another thing that I love about this car is that the lights inside the car opens when you use the car remote keys, when you can switch it on while approaching your car. It's a good way to know if someone may be inside the car for safety, especially because the car is not equipped with an alarm. Then the light inside also switches off when you lock your car. That's how you know that you were able to lock it. Then last but not the least, in the future, when you're no longer being held up by the CASA warranty, small cars have cheaper maintenance because they're usually made to be as simple as possible. Hindi siya complicated. The mechanical and electrical intricacies that are present with big cars simply do not apply to small ones or small cars. This means that the chance of a breakdown is reduced and parts are cheaper. Example, small car, small battery. And the smaller the battery, the cheaper it is. Also, because it has a small engine, the volume of oil you would need to buy for an oil change is also significantly reduced. Generally, maintaining a smaller car is considerably cheaper, at least for me. I don't know, maybe for you too. You can comment down below. Needless to say, small car is a great financial choice that I have made. My pockets actually thank me for it. Lalo na ngayon, 67 pesos na per liter ang unleaded. Malapit na siya maging 70. Okay, now that I'm done with the things I love about this car, let's talk about the things I hate about this car. First, the seat belts. It cannot be adjusted. If you're a small person like me, medyo nakakasakal. Hindi mo siya taas, hindi mo rin maibaba. The driver's seat, it cannot be adjusted as well. You can't raise it up, you can't lower it down. The headrest, it's located at the back seat. I mean, okay sana kung nasa driver siya tsaka passenger. You can use it for breaking windows in case you're stuck or trapped inside. Say in an accident, just pull it out and use the metal part to smash windows. But it is located at the back seat. It's a mini SUV, so I'm getting to realize that the ride is a bit bumpy kasi nga it is a mini SUV. So you can't expect a sedan smooth ride. Matigas ang suspension niya. And since it's a budget car, you hear just a bit of the road noise. But it's not really disturbing. It is actually forgivable. I can still sleep when I'm not the one on the wheels. The speakers, mababa yung watts niya, low wattage. So it's something that would need an upgrade for me. Hindi niya kaya yung head unit. Tunog banga, tunog kulob. Small dashboard, less space, all seems to be rounded, no flat surface at all. So if you have so many things inside, it would seem like so many things happening inside the car. So just minimize putting a lot of things in your car. You also have less room for your drinks. Maliliit yung mga cup holders niya. So it's not advisable to be, having your coffee inside. You might just cause a huge mess inside your car. So basically, that's it. Just a few things I hate about this car. Now, if you're really thinking of getting this car for yourself, ito lang masasabi ko. Just be ready with the people who'd always tell you that you bought a death trap by buying this car because it scored 0 on the NCAP crash test. Na nasisiraan ka ng ulo dahil ito ang binili mo or nasira na ang ulo mo. FYI, the car used in the test is different from the variant released in the Philippines. Plus, yung sakay nun ay mga manikin. Wala silang kapasidad magmaniobra kung babangga na sila. at hindi rin nila alam kung paano mag-brake at gumamit ng ABS. Okay, Suzuki Espresso in the Philippines have seat belts both in front and at the back. It also has an alarm. It'll keep making noise if you're not going to put it on. It's equipped with airbags, driver and passenger side. It's equipped with an ABS. Just make sure that you know how to use it. It has a backup sensor so you don't accidentally hit anything or anyone like your kid when backing. I still believe that skills are far more important than safety equipment, as said by Nico on the comment section of my vlogs. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Kahit mamahalin ang auto mo, kung tanga ka on the road, sayang din yan sa'yo. At ang dami po niyan sa daan. Kahit mamahalin ang auto mo at pumasa sa crash test rating, kung pumasa ka lang sa fixer kaya nagkaroon ka ng lisensya, sayang pa rin ang auto mo sa'yo. Kamote ka pa rin sa daan. Someone also said that expensive cars may have higher survivability rate. Yeah, I agree. But maybe not in the case of Paul Walker and Princess Diana. Hindi rin sila naisalba ng expensive car nila, diba? So at the end of the day, it's your skill on the road at yung behavior mo on the road ang magsasabi kung lapitin ka o malapit ka sa aksidente o safe driver ka. So paano yan? Marami na kaming siraulo sa daan dahil sa Suzuki Espresso. Okay, for the common tao, this car is also as important to us, just like the 5, 10, or 20 million car that you can afford. So sa mga ka-espresso ko, mga kakape ko dyan, just be safe always and ride safe always. This is Mommy B. Thank you again for watching.